to have you join us. On this week's edition of the program, we'll be looking at an exhibition by several artists from the National Museum to the Weave & Co Gallery here in Lagos. We'll see various styles. Then the works of art you sent in. If yours hasn't got picked yet, just keep watching Art House and you'll definitely see yours pretty soon. Keep your eyes glued to the show because you never know when we will reveal your image. I'm Melinda Akilami. Art House begins after our arty quote.
Don't blow off another scandal, for it won't make yours shine brighter. Without stories, we would go mad. Life would lose its moorings and lose its orientations.
Two young artists get a chance to showcase their images at the Morehouse in Ikoyi Gallery. The exhibition, titled Entrance, depicts the mood, character, and activity of these contemporary minds.
Call them the new kids on the block and that description won't be wrong. This artist, Oluseyi Gbadebo and Olayinka Atumbi, have brought something fresh for the crowd to enjoy at the Morehouse in Lagos, which defines what the concept of entrance means to them.
It means an access into something, you know, like an access into something, and then it also could connote like another word for it, like being spellbound, you know, being like, you know, be spellbound. Now you are in awe of something, you know, like it's all around you.
Entrance was adapted from two words, that is entrance and entrance. So entrance, which is to put a spell, although not in a negative way now, but in a way that holds the viewer and the work, puts them together in a spellbinding connection. You understand? It's beyond language, it's beyond words.
The curator believes that this exhibition by the Weave & Co Gallery is another way to encourage young blood to have talent.
In this exhibition, it's quite different from the regular thing we see in Lagos. There are things that come out of the subconscious, and there are things that have actually affected their sensibilities. And so there are things that we really enjoy. They are quite not the usual things we see in Lagos here, and so we are happy to have them around. These are two young men whom have been groomed in the Federal University of Technology in Ogbomoso, and they have had time to come and show these exhibitions after graduating and setting up their own studio. So it's really a welcoming idea, and we just thought that we should encourage them, we should give them the space so that they can express themselves, and they have done so well.
As for their works, it's a departure from the norm. Black and white paintings with a dot of color here and there, done with watercolor, acrylic and ink on paper. The inspiration depends on the creator. Seyi is moved by the abstract world, That's the ride he takes his audience on with the images he's displaying, which talk about the need to tear down those walls.
I get inspired from place of meditations, and interactions with the divine. Before now, I'm used to creating works that are colorful, sweet, for pleasure, but it's a call for me. What I'm doing right now, it's more of a call. It's not just about producing things that are beautiful or colorful. It's more of an assignment. So I get my inspirations in the place of, as I said, meditations and staying with the divine. So there are visions and also from the place of the scriptures, studying the scriptures and Christian mysticism. So I get my inspirations from study.
And for Olayinka, entrance already means two things to him, and that's what he's displaying in his images.
As I move around, people throw emotions out. Although they are unseen, they are intangible, but they are there. So what I try to do, I try to pick on these emotions and I try to render them into lines and into colors, because there is so much synonymity between colors and emotions. And right here in Africa, right here in Nigeria, we are emotional people, which is very obvious even when we put our hearts to what we do. Yes, and so I'm inspired by that, and most of all, I'm inspired by divine revelation. Yes, and so the coming together of those two bring out this body of work.
Audience doesn't have to think too hard to figure out what each work is trying to say. For this lady, it's more than meets the eye.
It wasn't really about colors this time around. It was about the message. It's not it's not so flamboyant. It's not so colorful. The conventional artworks that you see around. I feel that it has a more deeper message that people should pay attention to than just the work, the artwork, or the person. I feel the work, the artwork itself has so much message that it's intertwined with it that it takes a heart of depth to actually receive it.
There is more to the eyes can see, and we need to begin to embrace who we are, acceptance of who we are, acceptance of where we stand. Because it is in the place of accepting who we are, that is when we can begin to move forward, that this is the next frontier that we need to go to. Because you really can't go from A to B if you don't know this is A and that is B. You need to first understand that this is where A is, and this is where I am, this is where I'm coming from, and this is where I need to go. You understand? So the basic lesson, the basic core of this exhibition is to come to self-realization, come to awareness of who you are as a person, as a human being, and finding your place. It is no longer about me, myself, it's now about contribution. How do you contribute to your quota, to the environment that you found yourself? You don't need to be somewhere else. You need to, wherever you are, wherever you found yourself, you can contribute to your immediate environment.
My message is basically, let humanity see behind the veil. Let us journey. There's this race of identity, there's this race of, where are we coming as a race, where are we going, where are we right now? But the truth is we can only find answers to all these questions when we look behind the veil. My work is basically to help you transcend the norm. So one of the ways the works are enjoyed or they are better understood is when you put a lofty sound with it, you put a cool sound with it also, and then you relax, and then it takes you on a journey.
Drawings have given these artists a voice, a canvas for their stories.